Yo, what up, everybody? Big Dog back here from MMA Tape, bringing you the breakdown today for the UFC 324 fight between Charles Johnson and Alex Perez. Yeah, this is an interesting breakdown. Both of these guys are flyweights. And if we mention Charles Johnson first, he's a striker. He wants to strike. He's actually pretty good at it. And he's a little slow the first round, although lately I see him trying to work on that. But typically his fights, he's trying to get his reads, get the timing and range down. So he loses a lot of round ones, and then he picks it up round two or three and has pretty crisp striking. And he has really good takedown defense, but kind of similar to Michael Johnson, except maybe even better. But if you just stick at it, stay consistent, and keep fighting, uh, he can't. He'll eventually get taken down. Um, yeah, he. I mean, eventually, it does happen. You see these three fight losing streak. A lot of that had to do with the wrestling. And the thing is, even if you don't take him down, I mean, you can hold him against the cage. So while you're holding him, he's losing points. Yeah. In time in the eyes of the judges' scorecards, in the judges' eyes for scorecards. So he's losing on the scorecards with the wrestling just because he's being held, being out wrestled. But he's fighting, man. He's a dog. And on the ground, he looks good as well. Good submission defense. Is really hard to sub this guy. I know Rafael Estevan definitely attempted plenty, and it just couldn't choke him out. So you see that he got a lot of wins there. But if you notice, all those wins, maybe except Azat Maxim, these are guys who strike. And if you focus on striking with him, you gotta have a lot of power. You gotta be pretty good because he's really good, really talented striker. Temirov beat him though by having the power and quickness, his speed. He he gave Charles problems all fight, and he would clip him and hurt him and yeah. So yeah, that's who Charles Johnson is, and he's facing. I do like Charles. I'll be honest with you. I can't believe he knocked out Joshua Van. That was insane. Round three, at that. But he got him just dogged him out. So Alex Perez. It's really interesting that Perez has lost six fights by submissions. Obviously, the lost 10 fight, but six of them were by submission. And I think it's pretty interesting because he's actually pretty good in the ground game. You would think that he's not, but a lot of the reasons why he's getting subbed is because he's engaging in a grappling affair because he likes to grapple and he's pretty good at it. But the problem is when you grapple versus, you know, BJJ specialists or people with good jujitsu, then that's when he starts to struggle. But if you don't wrestle, then uh, yeah, you're gonna have a problem with him because he's good on the ground. He can get submissions. Um, he has good control, and he has good takedowns. You know what I liked? I remember liking about his takedowns is that he'll go for good single legs, and if he doesn't get him, he'll switch to like the high crotch, and pull you down that way. He's gonna get you down. If he wants to get you down, he's gonna get you down, and he'll kind of stick with it, and he'll go against the fence and hold you there in the clinch until he's able to get you down. So, yeah, he got a good ground game. I like this ground and pound. His ground and pound was really good as well. So yeah, he's pretty good on the ground, man. He just loses to better grapplers, you know. Um, and the striking, his striking's okay. His striking's decent. Nothing crazy, really. Um, George Kittle has been ruled out with an Achilles injury, And about to kill my parlay. Does it even have any receptions? See, this is why I do my bets on DraftKings instead of FanDuel, because I know that they would honor that missed leg. But FanDuel, they're dying to take my money. Yeah, Kittle has a reception. Damn it. I'm so upset right now. Whatever, man. Why didn't I do it on DraftKings? Why did I use FanDuel for my same game parlay? Yo, shut up. All right. Alex Perez has decent striking. He's pretty quick with it, but it's very weird. It's nothing. It's nothing that's really like surprising anybody. And yeah, his striking is decent. I don't think his striking's better than Charles Johnson's though. Dude, honestly, I saw all these fights a couple days ago and I haven't been able to record. And I was gonna talk about somebody's leg kicks. I just don't remember what it was. Somebody had good leg kicks. I don't know. I don't know. Yo, let me just get down to this fight. All right. What I think is gonna happen in this particular fight, I think that it's a really close fight. If you're gonna bet anything, you need to be careful on this fight. Charles Johnson should win the fight, right? Yes, especially if there's a lot of time in the striking. However, if um, if Alex Perez sticks with the with a wrestling game plan, he can definitely um, win this fight and make it super close because he's got good wrestling, good grappling. He sticks with it. And Charles Johnson, that's how you beat Charles Johnson for the most part. Wrestle, and take him down. And Charles is good at getting back up. He doesn't really like accept the position, but eventually it's just like too much for him. Both these guys have great cardio, by the way. I'm not expecting anybody to get tired. Maybe Charles Johnson can finish Alex Perez late if Alex Perez is just wrestling, and he doesn't succeed, and Charles Johnson puts it on him late. Or Alex Perez wrestles his way to a 29-28 decision or a split decision, and judges give it to him because he has control time, gets him with some ground and pound, maybe some submission attempts, So, and he's been sub before. Look, I don't know how much you get paid for the Charles Johnson by sub, but that's a really good flyer bet in case he subs Alex, because Alex loves to get himself in trouble. But Alex does have good scrambles, and yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I've learned to take wrestling serious because it makes a difference in the fight. So I'm going to pick Alex Perez in this fight as the underdog. I'm not super confident in it. Charles Johnson is not someone to you want to fade too often. But hey, if you're gonna fade Charles, it's gonna be versus somebody who's gonna grapple him. And I think that Alex Perez is going to do that. He wants to fight on the ground, and I think eventually he's gonna get it there and have success and make this hard. The best bet is probably betting Alex Perez plus 3.5 on DraftKings or plus 5.5 with the close fight. That's a good bet as long as he doesn't get finished, which I don't think that he will. But as you see here in front of me, Alex Perez loves to get finished. So, yeah, maybe bet Charles Johnson by KO or sub, see if it pays well. Because if it goes to the decision, he's probably going to be a close decision, and Alex has a chance. And Charles Johnson could get a KO round 2 or 3 or a sub because Alex is putting himself in danger. But more often than not, what we're about to see is Charles Johnson wrestle himself, Alex Perez wrestle himself to a victory, um, or, or, or I don't know. Yeah, this is a close fight. That's the hard thing with MMA. Like, there's multiple paths. It's not as simple as, okay, this guy's gonna do this and that's it. There's a lot of ways this fight can go. But I'm gonna say it this way, and then I'll leave you guys alone. I'd rather take plus money on Alex Perez, who has the more well-rounded skill set, and everybody's like fading him right now, so there's value. Versus putting any money on a minus 300 favorite on a guy who's more like, you know, doesn't have more ways to win. I think that Alex Perez has all the upside here. What's wrong with my mic? Can you guys hear me? Yeah, is it still working? Yeah, okay. Alex Perez has the upside, and he's the underdog. I'd rather put my money on him than put my money and not get plus money on a fighter like Charles Johnson, who could win and should win this fight, but it ain't gonna be easy for him. Look, you see the takedown average here. Yeah, give me Perez as the underdog. Be careful with this fight. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you guys soon.